Hello, welcome to another tutorial. This is Spyro, who's your guy. This is another call for this to happen, also by popular demand. So it's on a tempo of 105. It was originally produced by Shiro. So let's deep dive. So the first thing I'll be talking about is the groove. The groove is like this. So for the groove, I'm using combination of this. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the shaker loops. I'm using the one from Cyber Sound 114. So that's how the shaker loops sounds like. And then the fill here. So the next thing I'll be talking about is the keys. So the keys sound like this. So for the keys, I'm using pigments. So you can see it's sounding like bellish, kind of bellish. I'm using FM vibes. I'm on purity. So mixing those together give me that sound. The next one I'll be talking about is the bells, key bells. So see the same FM vibe. So I'm now adding breath bell to the mix. Yeah. So another one I used is flute. So the flute is also gotten from purity. Purity, I'm using the hair in dimension from that's a lead synth. So that was what I was using for the flutes. So that's for the lead for the flute sound. The flute has 3 parts to it, or 2 parts to it. We listen to it when the time comes. The other part to this is the organ. So I'm using for the organ too, I'm using purity. Yeah, so I'm using 2 instances of it. I'm using this organ high, wide, fast, and for the second instance of purity, so I'm using contrast for this one now. So I'm using organ gospel. So we have this together. So for this now, that's what makes up the organ. So okay, I will come back to the fuse later, the FX sound I'm using. So for the bass, which is very crucial to these arrangement, I'm using EZ. So EZ, since the bass itself is sounding live, so it prompts me to use a live bass and to play it in a way that it sounds live. And from every of my tutorial, I've always hammer on something called velocity, how to trick your brain that a live bass is playing. So these are the velocities down here. You can see how it's different from each other. So the same thing. So the bass sounds like this. So that's the base for the sound for the whole music. Then I have another part here, which is the tremolo signal. So tremolo signal at this instance, we used purity for that. The log drum one. So I'm combining three log drums actually. So let me say two. Then I'm using FM sub as the for backing, for the low end backing. Sometimes you have log drum that are very tiny, and to compensate for them, to compensate for the loss in low end, I use FM sub. Also stock plugin from FL, that's under DX10. You can find the FM sub. So I just patch it up with it so it can has it has this weight to it. So it has a part to it. So that's the log drum and the bass. So the log drum has a part 3 to it also. So the whistle here too, there's a whistle. So that whistle part, I'm using the LPA SPA whistle. So itself looks like this. So that's the whistle there. So just bringing it into it just to make the sound more full. And I use the synth also. The synth here goes from GMS, so I'm using classic detune. So I'm using that synth also in that instance. It's just coming and going, it's not doing too much. So the synth bell, the key bell now, let's listen to it. So going back to the fuse now, the FX sound. So here I'm using a riser, then a bass drop. So a riser, then a bass drop. So it's mostly common in EDM beats, and then some of these effects here and there. So I should be dropping this FLP so you can see what's under the hood, and work with it so you see what's going on. Let's go to the mixer channel. The mixer channel for the kick, practically nothing, just sidechain to the bass and the log drum. So the percussion, I'm using camera crusher, conga, reverb, the bass. So I use a limiter for compression, another limiter, the second one for sidechain compression, EQ to take out some low end. There's a fab filter. I'm using this one as either a multi-band compressor. That's what I'm using this fab scissors to do. The log drum, so the balance, the flanger. So the flanger here is making it giving a stereo width, also making it more thickened, so it gives you a sense that it's, let me say, big. So that's why I use flanger on this. So the first for compression, the second one for side chaining. For the for the organ, so the EQ and also a reverb, I'm using the reverb as I said. For the keys, EQ and a reverb as I said. And also for the tremulous, I just EQ, take out some of the low end. For the synth, nothing. For the flutes, nothing. For the fuse, I just balanced it up so it can feel right in the mix. My shakers, you already know, always have this transient processor. For the impact, so for those, these are the effects now, effects. So this is practically everything I have on the bit. So feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. So anything you don't understand, it might not be on this project, maybe you just want to ask, you can just reach out to me on YouTube or in the comment section, or you reach out to me on my socials that's been in the description below in this video, so we get to talk. Till meet next time, peace out.